Live at 5.
I will not send another generation of Americans to war in Afghanistan with no reasonable expectation of achieving a different outcome.
After 20 years, President Biden announces U.S. troops will leave Afghanistan by the end of August. And in Wisconsin, a sign of compromise. The state's governor signs the Republican-written budget, and it could mean tax breaks for residents. And later,
more TV and film presence in Duluth, the latest tonight.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look tonight at the White House, where earlier today, President Joe Biden said it is now time for the people of Afghanistan to determine their own future. And he laid out the next steps for the United States to continue to withdraw troops from Afghanistan. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke. The president has continued to meet with his national security team in the decision to continue with the withdrawal, which comes after 20 years of conflict in what is America's longest war. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
President Biden says the U.S. is on track to end military operations in Afghanistan by the end of August.
I will not send another generation of Americans to war in Afghanistan with no reasonable expectation of achieving a different outcome.
The Pentagon has said the withdrawal is more than 90% complete, but several hundred troops will stay as a residual force to provide security to the U.S. Embassy in Kabul.
We're not going to have a mission accomplished moment in this regard.
Thousands of Afghans who worked with U.S. forces, including translators, now face risk in their home country. The Biden administration says it's working to expedite visas and relocate them.
There is a home for you in the United States, if you so choose, and we will stand with you just as you stood with us.
The U.S. pullout coincides with a surge in violence in Afghanistan, and it comes amid fears of a civil war in the region. Taliban fighters are advancing in northern parts of the country, triggering setbacks for Afghan forces.
Is the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No.
During a White House visit from Afghanistan's president last month, President Biden pledged continued humanitarian and economic help. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
When asked if he trusted the Taliban, President Biden also said no, adding that he does trust the competence of the Afghan military. The Minnesota Senate adjourned its special session, leaving some unfinished business. Lawmakers went home Wednesday without a planned vote on confirming two of Governor Tim Walz's commissioners. Those include a new commissioner for the state's DNR and president of the Board of Animal Health. The GOP majority also appeared poised to remove Laura Bishop as commissioner of the MPCA before she resigned. The special session ended without a vote on her either. The Democrats called for a close to the session in order to voice their objections. Minnesota's governor is highlighting investments in child care and education as key parts of the state's economic recovery. Governor Tim Walz toured a child care center in Rochester today. He says the recently passed COVID-19 recovery budget made historic investments in children, including $1.2 billion for education, nearly $600 million for child care businesses, and a one-time $495 payment for low-income families. Governor Walz says a recent study showed Minnesota's economy is recovering among the fastest in the country. He credits that to parents having a safe place to take their kids when they go back to work.
Child care and early childhood education was a challenge across this country before the pandemic. We're in a much better place because I think there's states that didn't make this effort. When I talk to governors, I think there's a bit of regret that now it's hard to catch back up.
Walz says he is concerned about students falling behind, but also about the social-emotional learning they missed. He says the push for funding for summer school and after-school programs is part of the effort to address that. In Wisconsin, Governor Tony Evers has signed the Republican-written state budget, which includes a $2 billion income tax cut. Evers, a Democrat who is running for re-election next year, signed the budget this morning. Surprisingly to some, he kept the income tax cut largely intact. Evers chose to make changes through his vetoes rather than kill the entire plan. He says killing it would have had big ramifications.
vetoing this budget in its entirety would have meant not only jeopardizing those investments that I just mentioned, but also likely causing our kids and schools to lose $2.3 billion in federal funds when they need it the most.
That money only comes to the state if funding for schools increases enough to meet federal requirements, which the budget Evers signed will do. Here is a live look now over Duluth tonight. To many people, Duluth's landscape, nestled on a hill on the shores of Lake Superior, is one of a kind. These unique aspects already draw many tourists and locals, but now city leaders hope to add film producers to that list. CBS3's Abigail Smith learned more today about what Duluth leaders want to do to draw more entertainment production to the area, and she joins us now. Abigail, what did you find out?
Well, Kristen, the Duluth City Council made its first steps this week to present and look into financial and non-financial efforts to attract film and TV production to Duluth. It was unanimously approved, giving city administrators until November to present ideas on how to approach these efforts. The St. Louis County Board recently passed a $1 million incentive to reimburse production costs. Just this week, the state also passed a $5 million yearly tax credit to help bring film and TV projects to Minnesota. Any future credit or incentive can help Duluth become better competitors against other regions, such as the Iron Range, with promising production incentives. Chief Production Officer of Upper Midwest Film Productions, Ricky McManus, says she's hopeful the new incentive will help bring new eyes to the Northland.
I'm very hopeful because, again, it's going to bring even more eyes to our area. And that is important. With the executives and creators of Hulu, Netflix, Disney, all the networks, they were all here, the creators and the executives, to see what we have here.
McManus says more production presence can contribute to the economy. She estimates 60% of a film's budget is spent on location of the shoot. She added shoots can range from being $1 million to a $20 million productions. Or if it's a TV show with a handful of episodes, that production could go on for years, continuously contributing to Duluth's economy. And again, Kristen, the city of Duluth hasn't settled on what its financial incentive for productions could look like just yet, but they hope city leaders will bring forward ideas in the coming months.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing those ideas. Thanks, Abigail. Well, it was good news today in Duluth after firefighters rescued 4 dogs from a burning house in downtown. The fire broke out around 2:20 this afternoon near 1st Avenue East and 2nd Street. Crews saw flames coming from the house when they first got there. They got the 4 dogs out and are now reuniting them with their owners. No people were home at the time, and authorities say no one was hurt. Firefighters say a discarded cigarette likely started the fire. Well, Dave is here now for a first check of the weather. Dave, we are always thankful for those firefighters. That's actually a happy ending to what could have been a pretty scary situation.
Yeah, hats off to firefighters all through the region, whether they're volunteers or professionals.
Yes.
They all do a professional job.
We need them. They sure do.
We certainly do. And boy, did we need some fire this morning. It was cold out there. Take a look at this morning's low temperatures. 34 degrees in Hibbing set a new record for that town. 32 in Silver Bay, nothing to sneeze at. And the coldest spot in the whole country was Brimson this morning at 30 straight up. Well, this should be the last of the really cold conditions brought in by high pressure from the north. As that high keeps going down towards the south, it'll eventually start drawing up warmer air on its backside. And so tomorrow, we go back to normal. And the high will be with us through the weekend, so our next rain chance may not get here until Monday. High and dry for the weekend, and it is warming up. Tonight, 48 for the low. Partly cloudy sky. Tomorrow, 77 for the high with a mostly sunny sky. 77's where we're supposed to be this time of year. Will we crack 80 by Saturday? I'll let you know with the 7-day forecast in just a few more minutes.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, a North Shore community is hosting an annual art event this weekend. City by City is up next.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki. And weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, Local, CBS3. CBS3 News is brought to you by Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
Culligan. Our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
How do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
How do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water.
Save in an instant on stressless furniture at Arrowhead Supply. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless sofas and recliners, designed with the world's most innovative comfort features. Don't wait. It's time for Stressless. Proud to be endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association. Shop Arrowhead Supply in Duluth and Virginia.
If all of this makes you happy, then you'll be happy to know that all of this is only $1 each at Arby's from 2 to 5 every day. Hope you like happiness. Arby's, we have the meats.
Prime Appliances' sizzling hot summer sale continues on all in-stock appliances through July 31st. Get cooking with Amana gas ranges starting at just $5.18, or get a self-cleaning range for just $7.49. Then clean up with these Bosch and Bechtel built-in dishwashers in black or white, just $4.99. Financing always available. Have our pros deliver and install or take it home today. Prime Appliances, the best place to buy your appliances. Let us prove it to you.
This show is about connection. Not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves are going to get in the way of that.
The Kelly Clarkson Show on CBS3.
Sports are my passion and the love of my life. And when you watch a sportscast, the biggest compliment that I get is that you seem so excited about what you're talking about. And that's not an act for me. Who doesn't want to see someone, deliver their news in a fun way? So if you love it, I love it. You're gonna see the authenticity that I think I bring.
Watch sports with Kelly Hinseth weeknights on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Spirit Mountain tonight as they are officially in full swing with their summer hours. The bike trails, including the chairlift service, is open Thursdays through Sundays, and their adventure park, which includes the scenic chairlift rides, is open Thursdays through Mondays. And Dave will begin with this week's full forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a look around the region. A bike safety and giveaway event in Ashland and a special birthday party next month in Hibbing. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start in Grand Marais tonight, where this weekend they are hosting their 30th annual Arts Festival. The festival will run both Saturday and Sunday, and due to some road construction, will be held in the high school's parking lot this year. Around 60 artists will be in attendance from across Minnesota. The weekend will feature demonstrations, hands-on classes, and a chance to learn about several different types of art. We'll have more information on our website. Next, we head to Ashland, where this Saturday they are hosting a bike rodeo. The day will feature a free bike helmet giveaway, raffle for a chance to win one of 10 bikes, and a skills and safety course. The event will be held at H. Pearson Plaza Park from 10 a.m. to noon. Those hoping to win a bike must be entered by 11:30, and you must be present to win. For more information, visit the Ashland Parks and Recreation Facebook page. And we'll wrap up in Hibbing tonight, where in just a few weeks, the local animal shelter will be celebrating a special anniversary. On August 1st, Range Regional Animal Rescue will be hosting their annual shelter birthday party. There will be a barbecue, chips, cake, and drinks. Those coming to celebrate are encouraged to bring their dogs, on a leash of course, and receive a professional birthday-themed photo. Look at that guy. The shelter will also be hosting a rummage sale and silent auction, with all proceeds going to the shelter. Donations of any items are appreciated, and they will take goods through July 26th. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, if you feel like you might need more caffeine, a new option in Superior might be able to help you out. We'll have the details in a few minutes.
Duluth Airport's morning low was 40 degrees, 16 degrees cooler than normal. Tomorrow, though, we start going back towards normal, especially for the high. I think a lot of places will be around 77, which sets the stage for a weekend in the 80s. Will it be pleasant 80s or oppressive 80s? I'll give you my 2 cents worth here, coming up right after the break.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
My doctor said I needed an MRI, but I did not want to get into a tube. Then I found out St. Luke's Center for Diagnostic Imaging has an open-sided MRI that is way more comfortable. I chose CDI, the only high-field open MRI in the area.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy movies in the park. Watch movies come to life every Friday night on a giant outdoor screen at Leif Erikson Park. Here's what's playing this week. The Greater Downtown Council's Movies in the Park is presented by Arrowhead Orthodontics and these fine sponsors.
Get 25% off our low Slumberland price. Incredible deals. Huge markdowns. Plus 25% off our low Slumberland price. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community, and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers get paid training to keep the power flowing, engines running, and supplies moving. Army National Guard soldiers are learning skills that can set them up for success with companies looking to hire the best.
The Army National Guard basically built my resume for me.
Find out how you can learn a trade and serve part-time for your community and country by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Order your 2022 Polaris snowmobile now from Duluth Lawn and Sports.
Coming up, we tell you about the problem impacting everyone from car salesmen to furniture stores.
More eyes and cameras on Duluth. The latest on possible future plans.
Tonight at 6 on CBS3. Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Temperatures this morning certainly were chilly in interior parts of northern Minnesota. On that note, then, we take a look at this picture, Shagwa Lake near Ely. It's July, but it was cold enough this morning and the lake was warm enough and the dew point spread close enough where we got Arctic sea smoke. You don't see that every year. Well, this cold snap will be a fairly short-lived one. We're already starting to warm up, and we'll continue to do so tomorrow, leading to another warm spell perhaps for the weekend and part of the week coming up ahead. Will we crack 90 again? We'll give you the latest theories on that in just a little bit. But first, we give you the current conditions from Duluth International Airport. 67 degrees right now, 42% for the relative humidity. A calm wind could become easterly 5 to 10 as our night goes on. Air pressure, now it's actually a little bit low at 30.03 inches of mercury. Just a hair, though, not low enough for a lot of clouds to form and any precip to form. No, the air pressure is sufficiently high to keep clouds down and conditions dry, perhaps through Sunday. Our next chance for rain might be with us on Monday. First, though, we look at the current temperatures, which run 66 to 71 from Ironwood to Watersmeet. And in northern Wisconsin, we're cooler by the lake, 65 in Superior and LaPointe. And we go 67 to 71 farther inland, Hayward being the warm spot right now. 66 to 72 from Cloquet down to Moose Lake, and 61 to 66 from Grand Marais to Two Harbors. Iron Range numbers are in the upper 60s to the mid-70s. So that's a sign this morning's cold start isn't going to ruin summer too much longer, if you like it on the warm side. We're starting to perk up for those temperatures, and as I mentioned, back to normal tomorrow and warmer than normal for the weekend. Doppler map at this moment, well, it shows the higher pressure that came in from Canada that cooled us down this morning, doing its best to keep clouds at bay, though there is a trough of lower pressure to our west that's trying to ride up and over that, bringing a few clouds to western Minnesota, but clouds will be about all we get here. I do think we're going to stay dry through our Sunday. So getting a look at this forecast, cool tonight, not as bad as it had been, but still partly cloudy. For tomorrow, looking at the high pressure to bring us a mostly sunny sky, and we start high with the high pressure, a little bit cool near 70, but perk up towards 77, which will be normal as the day goes on. And then 77 once we get from Friday night into the weekend here, to even 83 degrees, so that's a sign that the warmer conditions are coming our way. Coming our way tonight in Minnesota is a range of low temps that this time should run about 42 to 51 rather than 30 to 41. In Wisconsin and Michigan, low temps there, mid-40s, partly cloudy sky. For tomorrow, with sunshine, I think the Wisconsin-Michigan numbers will run 75 to 79 degrees, perfectly bracketing the normal of 77. Into Minnesota, it'll warm up even by the lake, low to mid-70s there, and then upper 70s to even 80 farther inland. So, summer temperature lovers, the heat isn't done. No, we've got more coming. We'll go to 80 on Saturday with sunshine, 83 Sunday with sunshine, then 83 to 85 Monday, Tuesday. That's when our next rain chance comes too, Kristen. Low pressure farther to the west comes across with maybe a 40% chance for precip, but we'll grasp at straws because it's already dry for the month of July. Despite the rain the other morning, Duluth, for example, is already nearing 3/4 of an inch shy of normal, and we're, what, a week into the month?
Mm-hmm. That's true. You know, at least we're getting a good mix here. Little sunshine, little rain, it helps.
Yeah, and a little cool and a little warm,
That's
but
true.
I don't see 90 over the weekend, so it could be a tolerable heat this
All
time.
right.
A splitting of the difference.
A lot of people will be thrilled with that. Thanks, Dave. A popular chain is opening a new store in Superior next week, but with a twist. Caribou Coffee will be opening a Caribou Cabin next Friday, July 16th. The smaller style coffee shop will only be 600 square feet and feature walk-up windows and a drive-through. No indoor seating will be available. To celebrate opening day, they will be offering $1 off large drinks, and $1 from every sale will go to the Center Against Sexual and Domestic Abuse. Today in Duluth, several lawmakers toured a water treatment plant, learning about how the system works and what improvements could be needed down the road. State Senator Jen McEwen, who represents Duluth, joined a state senator from Minnetonka for a tour of the city's largest and oldest water treatment plant. It's located right off the scenic highway in the Lakewood area. Before the tour, Duluth City Councilor Joel Cypress stressed the importance that Duluth maintain its water system.
We're also incredibly fortunate that the people who came before us in Duluth left us and gave to us an excellent water infrastructure.
Cypress also mentioned the city's intentions to put $10 million of funds received from the American Rescue Plan into Duluth's water system. It's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes to us from Range Regional Animal Rescue in Hibbing. This is Ellie. She is a 1-year-old Shepherd Lab mix. Our friends at the shelter tell us she is a very social girl who loves meeting new people, new animal friends, and she likes going to new places. Ellie just loves to have fun and receive attention from those around her. If you would like to set up an appointment to adopt Ellie, you can call the number on your screen. Still to come, while the Olympics are on, as of today, fans are not. We'll have the latest from Tokyo after the break.
At Ralph Eye Care Specialists, we help your family see well. We check your child's need for glasses, and we screen for problems which are best treated early in life. We test your parents for diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma. These often have no early symptoms, so regular eye exams are important. And we care for you, providing routine and emergency care for your lifetime. Call now to schedule an appointment at Ralph Eye Care Specialists.
Welcome to the Kelly Clarkson Show! This show is about connection. Not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves are going to get in the way of that.
Are we 6 feet apart?
The Kelly Clarkson Show on CBS3.
By hook or by crook, after 30 years or so, I've become the longest-serving broadcast meteorologist here in this market. I've been an on and off part of it since 1986. We have a higher quotient of people who grew up in this area, live the weather all their lives, know what's supposed to happen for each specific time of the year around here. CBS3 Live and Local, we try to live up to that, and I'm hoping people will like what they see and tell all their friends, of course.
Watch Dave Anderson weeknights at 5, 6, and...
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear. Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Heart attacks and strokes happen, even in the midst of COVID-19. and at least one will occur while you're watching this. Heart attacks and strokes are medical emergencies. If you experience symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, do not delay seeking care. Call 911 immediately. Hospitals are prepared and can safely treat you. Visit cdc.gov/coronavirus to learn more.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me to understand how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
you can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
Anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
all of us can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
Gail King, Anthony Mason, and Tony DeCopel, weekday mornings on CBS.
Japan has declared a state of emergency for this month's Olympic Games in Tokyo as cases of COVID keep climbing. Now there is a no fans ban in place. CBS's Tina Kraus reports from London.
Olympic athletes from around the world are converging on Tokyo, and the Delta variant is outrunning organizers' plans to keep the Games on track. With the rapid rise of COVID infections in the capital, Japan's prime minister is putting Tokyo in a state of emergency throughout the Games. He said the 6-week lockdown was crucial to stopping the spread of the virus. The restrictions mean no fans allowed. Sports psychologists say that could hurt the athletes.
For most top performers, it will feel strange, and it may actually make them a bit concerned that they may not deliver their best performances.
A COVID surge already forced the Olympic torch relay to detour away from the capital. Runners have ferried the flame on boats and trains on its journey toward Tokyo for the July 23rd opening ceremony. But more than 80% of the Japanese public don't want the Games to go ahead. This woman even used a water gun to try to put out the flame, shouting, "Stop the Olympics," before police arrested her. Many residents are angry they're being ordered to stay home as the world's biggest sporting event unfolds around them. It's the 4th time Japan has declared a state of emergency since the pandemic began. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Olympic organizers say they expect more than 80% of athletes will be vaccinated before the Olympics kick off 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, our series Unifying America, the interactive art exhibit helping to heal racial divisions. That and much more on tonight's CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Celebrate one big week of 4th of July savings at Home Furniture. Get up to an extra 10% off sale prices, like this queen bedroom suite, now $15.29. Plus no money down, 3-year special financing. One big week of 4th of July savings, only at Home Furniture.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me to understand how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
When you live on the Iron Range near a mine, you feel the blast happen. The ground shakes. I remember in school, our school would shake on Thursdays at 11 a.m. So we would feel it, but we never got to see it. I want to go to the communities and find stories that haven't been told yet.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki, Tuesdays at 10.
I got into journalism when I was in high school, actually, and that's where I really fell in love with the news and the storytelling aspect of it. Being able to bring those things together and keep people informed. It's so important for us to be in a community like Duluth, to be able to hear your stories and then bring them to everybody else in the community.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
For a limited time at Homeworld Rugs, when you buy one rug at sale price, you'll get another rug free with many different patterns, sizes, and shapes to choose from, and rug experts in every showroom to help. You'll find the perfect rug. Buy one rug, get one free. Now at Homeworld Rugs.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from a sunny Canal Park on this Thursday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and we'll see what's coming up at 6. Tonight at 5, we learn more about the city of Duluth's plans for creating incentives for the entertainment industry to create here in Duluth. The state of Minnesota and St. Louis County already have their own incentives. Ideas must be presented to the city council by November. And tonight at 6, we hear from local furniture and car business owners on how shortages in supplies and increased demand are creating quite the problem for their businesses and customers alike. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.